What's up, guys? So, this is the very first video of my channel, and today is a very exciting day for me. And it's probably not for you because you don't know who I am, right? You're just like, yeah, that's cool. So today, I'm going to go to my day job and start cleaning out my desk. And I'm not really gonna, say anything to anyone or make a scene. I'd probably put in a resignation, right? Unless they just tell me to have a nice day, in which case I'll have a nice day. And so I've been, a little background, in sales for years. I actually used to work for another company in outside sales. I made a lot of money. And then, things changed. We're going to move. Went to a new company, and I went to inside sales. A little bit different than outside sales. A lot less money. And this is a family-owned company. There's a lot of things that I don't like about this company, and I'm not gonna delve into that because it's the principle, it's not the particulars. But there's a lot of things that are wrong there, ethically, morally. Nepotism is a big thing, and I've learned real quick that it doesn't matter, who I talk to about it, what I say, what I do. It's not gonna change. It's not gonna happen. Your family members work with you. You put family first. New guys come in. They work. They do the job of multiple people. And if they don't like it, they can leave. Right? What's crazy is that there are people at this company that are not family, and they've been there for 40 years. But it's because once you're there long enough, you figure out that you don't actually have to do anything, and no one's gonna fire you. I made the mistake of coming in and working hard, and now they expect that. So it is what it is. Anyway, today, I'll probably edit all that out. Yeah, because I wasn't even that far into it. But there's a whole lot more I can sit here and cry about. But that's not how life works for hustlers, right? So in 2 months, 8 weeks, right? In 2 months, I went from working my day job, 8 to 5 every day, no other source of income, to building a business that, as of today, 2 months later, pays more than my day job. But that's not all. It pays more than my day job, and I only spend Saturday and 2 to 3 days after work for 2 hours at my business. So we're replacing 5 days a week, 40 hours worth of income, with 4 days a week, 8, 9, 10, 12 hours worth of income. So we've already matched that number. Now, don't get me wrong, right? If you're an entrepreneur, if you're business minded, you know that gross profit isn't net profit, right? You know that there's business expenses, there's overhead, there's taxes, there's bills. You know that that's one of the reasons why working for someone won't pay you as much, because they've got all those things to pay, right? So most of the time, even those people that you're working for don't pay themselves that much either. But that's the dream, right? That's the American dream. You build a business, and it makes a lot, and you pay yourself a lot. And thing is, 2 months, making more right now than I am at my job. So I'm going to quit my job. And a lot of people say, that's crazy, right? And because they don't have the vision, right? But they're not supposed to have the vision. So there's nothing wrong with that. We've been programmed from youth, from childhood. You go to school, get a good education, go to college, pick a field, get a good job, and keep it, right? We've been taught that. It's been encoded in our minds since birth. And I don't know why, right? I think it's because the path of less resistance, right? So that's worked for a lot of people, and a lot of people have seen it work, and so they say that's the easy way, right? And it's somewhat true. It is, depending on your definition of easy, right? So if your hierarchy of needs is lower than some, right? So if you just need a roof and a partner and some food, right? Maslow's hierarchy. So we're going back to like reptilian function and stuff, right? If you just need that stuff, JOB is great. They're gonna be there every week. They're gonna pay you. You're gonna pay Uncle Sam. You're gonna get your little money, and then you figure out from there what kind of life you can live based on your income. And so if that's easy for you, so be it, right? I'm not knocking that. You be Leonard Skinner, you be a simple kind of man. But that's not easy for me. And I'll be the first one to admit one of the biggest reasons that I've never been able to keep a job is my pride. So that's not necessarily a good thing, right? But in this situation, it is, because it propelled me to do this. So I'm okay with it right now. Maybe I shouldn't be, right? But, and when I say that, keep in mind when I say my pride, little caveat, I guess, or there's more to it than that. So I believe in what I believe in. Period. Right? So I believe in right, I believe in wrong, I believe in work ethic, I believe in responsibility, I believe people should have some incentive to do more or better at work. I believe in accountability. And when I say my pride, I mean that sometimes I can only watch the wrong thing happen for so long while keeping my mouth shut. And so a while back, I had what I thought was an epiphany, and that was, don't worry about it, because it's not your problem, right? I said to myself, it's all in your mind. Those people not doing their job don't have anything to do with you, right? You should focus on yourself and keep your job. That's what's important. But see, what I figured out over time was those people not doing their job did affect me. Not only did it affect me and that I had to do their job for them, but now I've done their job for them so much that when their job isn't done, other people come looking for me to do their job. Teamwork, they call that. So I'm going way somewhere I wasn't going to go still. At any rate, I've never been able to keep my mouth shut. Children are to be seen and not heard, right? And so, over the years, throughout my many career paths, and military being one of them, I've always managed to get myself into some hot water because of my mouth. And what I've figured out over the last couple of months is that I can use that mouth to make money. So that's what I'm going to do. I've been in sales. I've always been great at sales. I know SEO. I know SEM. Search engine optimization. It's fancy. It's fancy gibberish, right? I can build a website and I can make it show up on Google. And then I pick something simple. I want to get tan. I want to get paid. I want to be my own boss. And I want job security as an entrepreneur, because 9 out of 10 small businesses fail. Now, that's not necessarily because there's not work. Usually it's because of poor business management, right? And that's something that you need to understand if you intend to start your own business. But I wanted something that I knew was always going to be there. And here in Florida, where it doesn't snow and winter's not a real thing, grass grows year round. So I started a lawn company 2 months ago. If you want to be technical, it's probably 10 weeks. 10 to 12 weeks if you want to count the paperwork. So one day on a Saturday at home, I said, you know what? I'm doing it. And I did. I got an LLC. I registered my domain name, right? My mother's name was Angel. She died of cancer when she was 34, rather. I was 17. So I named my daughter Angel after my mother. And named the company Halo, right? You probably don't even care. That's cool. I'm going to tell you anyway. But see, that's twofold. And the other reason why I named my company that has already gotten me leads, which is pretty awesome. So the halo effect is what realtors call it when they're showing a home and a person gets a first impression of the property, right? It hovers over them like a halo. It's either good or it's bad. And most of the time, that first impression dictates the sale. So I've had realtors already call me and say, I noticed your company name, got a house on the market, can you make it right? Of course I can make it right. That's why I'm number one on Google, baby. Oh yeah, I gotta tell you about that later. 2 months in, I'm number one on Google. That's what people are gonna ask me questions about. So I'm veering way off topic here. I started a lawn company. I'm gonna shoot straight with you and tell you how much I made at work before commission. I made $17 an hour at work. It's not great, right? I wasn't rich, but I did get commission, and I did sell capital equipment, which is expensive machinery for industrial manufacturing. So most of the time, after tax, 401k, insurance, child support, blah blah blah, I would net like $453 a week, right? And then at the end of the month, I would turn in my sales. Every month in sales, I do anywhere from 20 grand to 90 grand, right? And so usually you could tack on another 1,800 or I don't know, 2,200 a month to my pay. So if you were to do the quick math on that, I was making $3,000 or $4,000 a month at my job. And I'm making more right now, 2 months later, mowing grass, 3 days a week, and 2 of those days being after work. So, something to think about. I'm not saying everybody should run out and quit their job, right? You see, I'm still going to my job. So, you should always have a plan, a backup plan. You should have one thing lined up before you jump on the next one. But there's nothing stopping you or anyone else from building their future, doing what they want to do. There's nothing stopping you except for this. I swear. And you know what I'm struggling with daily right now? It's so hard for me to go to my job and tell them I quit. Because something in my mind tells me you gotta go to work. You gotta go to work. What? I'm making more money working for myself, right? And I got that on paper. That's already proven. And their recurring credit cards on account. This isn't like I'm going to see Grandpa Joe. He's going to give me a $25 check, and then when December rolls around, kick rocks, right? I'm talking full lawn maintenance, property maintenance, shrub care, tree care, right? All of this added value that bills through December. What's that mean? The grass don't grow in December. That means I'm getting paid to do nothing, right? Shh, don't tell them that. That's not true. That's not true. I'll go over the psychology of the pricing later and why we build 12 months. But the reality is, in December, I'm not going to be doing much of anything, and I'm going to be getting paid. Which is going to feel a lot better than going to work every day, right? I mean, come on. Let's be honest. I'm making more money than I was making at work. I'm not doing anything. But your mind is a program, right? It doesn't want to change. It likes to do the same things. And your mind will tell you that you have to go there. The only way you can survive in this life is if you go to that location and you clock in. Why? Why? When you're there, there's only one person that will give you money. It's the same person every single week. When you're not there, anyone can give you money. Think about that. I was driving the other day. I got a phone call from a guy in a different state. I said, holy crap, I got a new boss. He's out of state. What's up, dude? I got a house on the market. Realtor says it looks terrible. I need somebody to get it in shape. It's time for photos. It's going to be showing. Great. What's the address? I roll up. 3-foot tall grass. Perfect. I said, hey, look, clean out starts at $150. I think you should elevate this oak up front. That's going to be 40 or 50. If we leave it here and your yard waste picks it up, if you want us to pack it out, we're going to charge you a dump fee. All right, how much is it total for cleanup and waste removal? We do it for $220. Give you a discount for all of it. $220 right now. All right, deal. Pay. Here's my credit card. I'm not going to tell you how long that job took me. I'm not going to tell you what my labor hours were, what my profit was, right? But that was a good feeling. That a guy, look at these knuckleheads. I wish you could see these mouth breathers in traffic. That's how yield works, ain't it? That's how yield works, ain't it? Yeah. Anyway, there's a clover leaf here. Everyone getting on and off the interstate at the same spot. They don't understand yield signs. And so, homeboy back there, he pulled out of the lane to get on the road I was on and then blocked 2 lanes of traffic to try to get a spot. And then he was busy texting and trying to mug me because I was looking at him like he was slow. But he was slow. I probably edit this part out. I got a little bit of road rage. I get phone calls. I got my number on my truck. You know, people tell me, you're employees. My truck's wrapped, right? My truck looks so legit. But it's not really. It's just, it was another company and we covered up their phone number and their name. People call me all the time. They're like, your employees driving like a madman down the road. And I'm like, which truck number was it? I only got one truck, right? They're like, what? And I'm like, did you get the truck number? You know, I got 92 trucks out there. And if they don't have the truck number, I'm like, you know, I'd love to reprimand that individual for the way that they're behaving on the roads, but if you can't identify them, then either that or I'll own up to it. And I'd be like, oh yeah? One of my employees was doing what? And they'd be like, well, I was driving down the road and he flicked me off. And then I'm like, so you driving that gold Highlander, right? Yeah, did you just cut him off and slam on your brakes? Did he have to go off the road and stop from killing you with that trailer? Yeah, go fuck yourself, right? That's me right there. I'm that guy. Anyway, so look, what I was getting at is your brain tells you gotta go to work, you gotta clock in, right? But you don't. You fucking don't. You can do whatever you want to do. There's kids right now on Shopify, and I shit you not, this isn't some YouTube ad I watched. This is facts, bro. Real facts. Kids on Shopify, and they're selling $1,000 a day net profit, not gross, net profit, $1,000 a day. These are kids that have never been to college, never had sex. You think I'm playing? Look them up. There's a 17-year-old on there right now who went from $0 to $100,000 a month selling stuff online. You don't gotta go to work. Now, don't get me wrong. If all you got is your job, then you need to go to work today. So don't let me be your hype man and gas you up for failure. Because if you don't have a plan, you're not gonna succeed. And let me tell you how that works. You either have a plan, you take action, and you achieve that plan, those goals, or you're reactionary, which means that because you have nothing in the future to focus on, you have nothing that you're striving towards, that you're acting for, when things happen around you, you react to them. The direction that you go is now based on those things that happened around you. You're reactionary because you don't have a plan. Your plan is your engine. It might not be as fast as everybody else's engine, but it's pushing you forward. So if you've ever been near a dock or a marina, or you know anything about the nautical world, you see a big barge come in, and they're not under their own power whenever it's time for them to come up, right? When they get close to land, tugboats go out there. So what's that mean? That means that barge is now reactionary. It's reacting to wherever the tugboats tell it to go, because it's no longer under its own power. The tugboat's always taken to the same place. And remember, depending on who you are, that could be good or bad, right? Maybe that's where you want to be. Maybe that's where you want to go. And maybe you know the tugboats are going to take you there. By all means, get a tug job. Damn, that wasn't set up for that. Really, that was really lame. No, so... Woo! Yeah, there. I'm late for work this morning. And I'm just looking around for all the fucks that I give. Because I don't need a job anymore. And that feeling is great, man. It's gratifying. And it could be false. It could be a false sense of security, right? All my customers can tell me to kick rocks tomorrow. And come Christmas, my kids can be hungry and toyless. No toys. But I don't think that's going to happen. And if it did, if they did tell me to kick rocks, that is, because my kids ain't going to be hungry, I'd pick up a new customer tomorrow. There's some churn to be expected, right? So don't think you're going to go out and start something, you're going to keep every customer, and everybody's going to be happy. It ain't going to happen. Customer service is important. Your customers are happy, your employees are happy, you're happy, shareholders are happy, right? That's what Mr. Tam said. He runs Alibaba. They started with $0. He said, make your customers happy first. And that's cliche sounding, but it's true, because every dollar you get in this world is going to come from another person, right? You ever heard of Earl Nightingale? See, I try to take something positive away from every experience. So, I'm complaining about my job, but there's actually a co-worker at my job who loaned me a disc set. I know we still got compact disc players. He loaned me a disc set by Earl Nightingale called Lead the Field. And it's one of those sets you gotta listen to a few times because he says a lot. And if you're not used to listening a lot, you're not gonna hear it all. But there's a couple of things he said in there that I really took away that, it might not even have been his point of the disc set, because I'm pretty sure I ignored what he was trying to tell me. I'll talk about that later. But what I took from it, one of the things he said is, treat every single person that you come into contact with as the most important person in the world. Why? Right? Why? Because in their mind they are. What? In their mind, they are the most important person in the world. In my mind, I am the most important person in the world. In your mind, you are the most important person in the world. And you might try to argue that to save face. You might say, no, my kid is. No, my wife is. No, my Jesus is. In your mind, you are the most important person in the world. And that's how it works for everyone. Because there's parts of you that are instinctual, that require certain things, like I was talking about earlier. Food, shelter, safety. And your body will do what it has to do to make sure those things happen over anyone else, no matter what you think might be the case for you. So you could say, most important person in my world is Kiki. But if you're walking down the street and the semi-tire comes off the studs and starts rolling at you and Kiki at about 8 miles an hour, and you look up and see this 80 mile an hour semi-tire, I'm going to tell you right now, 9 times out of 10, Kiki, are you breathing? You're going to jump out the way for you. Now, I know there's some heroes out there. I don't know where they come from. They would push Kiki and get hit by the semi-tire. But there ain't no fucking Kikis in business, right? No. There's hustlers, there's customers, there's employees, there's employers. That's business. And so what Earl Nightingale said was, treat every person you meet as if they are the most important person in the world, because in their mind they are. And you say to yourself, well, Why would I want to treat that guy like the most important person in the world? He's under me, or he's not as smart as me, or he's my employee, right? You're thinking, I should only use this newfound sorcery on people above me, because those are the ones that give me money. Every dollar in this world that you ever make is going to come from a person. And I don't care what you do. I don't care if you steal things, you got to sell it to another person. I don't care if you grow vegetables, a person's got to buy them from you. Every single dollar that you ever make in this world is going to come to you from another person. And your attitude dictates how many of those dollars you can get and how many times you can do it. The reason why you want to treat people like they're the most important person in the world, even if they work for you and you're not working for them, is because that shit's gonna rub off on them. Your employees will be more productive if you treat them with positivity, if you give them incentive, right? This is fact. I can't make this stuff up. If you treat your employees, your subordinates, or your co-workers like they are important, and you make them feel like they're important, even if in your mind they're not. And don't get me wrong, unless you're a real shyster, you're gonna convey that. So you could try to tell them they're important, but if you don't feel that way and you're not good at bullshitting, right? If you ain't no sales guy, they're gonna be more offended by the fact that you... Sorry, there's a crazy murder thing that goes on right here, and I'm always worried that one of these Tampa mouth breathers is about to hit me. Anyway, like I was saying, so if you go to tell someone that they're the most important person in the world and you say it with that tone because you don't think that or feel that about them at all, you're insulting their intelligence. Don't waste your time. Now, if you could genuinely mean it, or you're real good at lying, do it. Do it and see what happens. See how they treat you in the future. And you might say, I don't care how they treat me. And that might be true, because you don't know yet. You don't know all the benefits from having everyone on your team. And I mean everyone, because you treat every single person you come in contact to as if they are the most important person in the world. And then every single person that you come in contact with is now on your team. Whether that's a customer leaving you great reviews on Google or referrals or word of mouth, or whether that's an employee who's going that extra mile to do that walk around to make sure that property looks good, or whatever it is that you do, because you treat them with respect, right? You give them incentive. Or whether it's that customer who decides, I'm going to give this guy a tip because he goes above and beyond, right? You don't know yet because you haven't done it. If you have done it, if you're one of the few and you treat everyone with excellence, then you already know there's something to it. And so Earl Nightingale said, I know I'm doing a spin-off of Earl Nightingale here, right? But this has a lot to do with why I started my business and how it's succeeding. Aside from the fact that I'm number one on Google, I'll tell you guys how I did that too, with $0. I know that's exciting shit. I'll probably make that the title of this video, and then not even talk about it, because that's what the rest of you clickbait jokers do. So, attitude is everything, right? So the way that you treat people dictates how they treat you. You might not believe that. You might think some people are naturally aggressive, or some people are naturally passive, or some people are naturally whatever you want to say. I'm telling you right now, Earl said it, I tried it, and it's freaking true. Whenever you meet a person, the way that they're acting in that moment, your first impression of that person will forever be here, and that's that person to you. And if the first time you meet a person, they're upset, they've got a sob story, they're angry, they're having a bad day, they're looking at the floor, there's a lot of things that person could be doing the first time you meet them, and the things that they are doing dictates how you treat them. Why? Why does it dictate it? Because you can only respond so many ways to the way that they're acting. You can only respond compassionately or with empathy, or be apathetic, right? or you can only be defensive if that person seems like they're having a bad day. Maybe you're doing a business transaction with them. Maybe it's a clerk at a gas station, and you walk up and you can tell on their face someone made them mad. Would your first instinct be to smile and say something nice to that person who looks angry? No. Why? Because you know how it's going to be received, right? You know the minute that you smile and say something nice to that mad person, you run the risk of offending them more. Because they're upset. They're upset, and you're going out of your way to say something to them that's nice. And how would you feel if someone said something smiley to you while you were mad, right? Get out of here with that. I don't want to hear that right now. I'm upset. And we know that. We know that because it's human nature, right? So the way that you act, the way that you carry yourself, the way that you communicate with people, the facial expressions that you make dictate how people treat you, right? So if you act out of emotion, if you act sad, if you act angry, if you act anything, you're telling people this is how I want to be treated. This is who I am. This is how I am. If you act in excellence, if you treat every single person like they're the most important person in the world, you're demanding that they treat you with excellence. You're showing them how you should be treated. You're a happy person. You look for the best in life. You expect the best, and you want them to give that to you. And they have no other option. You say, oh, of course they do. What if they're not a happy person? A guy walks up to you smiling, how you doing? Shakes your hand, does that weird person thing where they grab the back of your hand while they're shaking your hand. They smile at you. They say something nice. How are you going to be mad at that? How could you react negatively to that? A smiling person with high energy, with a great handshake, with something positive to say. You can't. You got nothing to say about that. And if you become that person, the same thing's going to happen in your life. I'm telling you right now, I don't care what you do. I don't care if you flip burgers. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Everybody starts with that like there's something wrong with it. You flip burgers your whole life if you want to. I used to love working at McDonald's. I took the chicken nuggets, I broke the cheese in half, I wrapped it around there, put it in the tartar sauce. I mean, I might have been smoking pot in my high school days. But still, it was a job, I got paid. I was 12 years old in high school. I still ended up working at McDonald's. People say working at McDonald's like it's the worst thing ever. Working at McDonald's is no different than any other robot programmed to work a 9 to 5 that's working any other job. So I don't care if you work for Caldwell Banker, Wells Fargo, Raymond James Financial, Citibank, Google. I don't care if you're an IT network analyst. You work a job, you work a set amount of hours for a set amount of pay that can never increase. You're working at McDonald's, baby. So if you're one of those people who likes to go around and say that all the time, you're just the same. At any rate, I don't care what you do. I don't care if it's important to you or not. I don't care if you think other people don't view it as important. If you try that, if you treat every single person you come in contact with as if they're the most important person in the world, your life is going to change. I'm serious. You could be at that McDonald's wishing that you had a better job, and a guy could come in who owns the company, and you could treat that guy like he's the most important person in the world, and he could say to himself, that's the kind of customer service I need at my company. And I know I can pay this person better than what they're making here. Right? You think I'm playing, but I'm not. These are thoughts that go through people's minds when they run business. They're always looking for someone who's dependable, who has a great customer service attitude. If you're the guy who's at McDonald's and you're pissed that you're going there every day for minimum wage, and some asshole came through the drive-thru and cussed at you because you gave him pickles and you're thinking about spitting in his Coke, and I walk up to the counter and I'm thinking, man, I need a new phone person. My business is getting really crazy right now. I can't answer the phones and work. And you look at me like you want to fight? I'm not thinking anything about giving this dude a job. But if I walk up there and you treat me like the most important person in the world, and all I do is buy a McDouble, I'm going to take a step back. Honestly, I am, and think, wow, this is the kind of person I need at my business. You know what? And maybe 99 times out of 100 it doesn't get said. But I guarantee you there's once the person steps back and says, wow, hey, are you interested in a job? You can tell me that's not true, but you don't know because you haven't tried it yet. We're going to get into this. I'm going to be on YouTube a lot. This video went way far from where I started. I'm almost at work. I'm going to walk in and start cleaning my desk out. And I'm doing that because I know that over the next few days I have too much work for my own business to do. I cannot continue to come here. So my 9 to 5, my 8 to 5 is interfering with my schedule. And so because of that, I'm either going to have to miss a couple of days, weekly, permanently, which I don't think they're going to let me do, or I'm going to have to lose the job. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready for losing the job. And no hard feelings. I'm going to tell them I appreciate the opportunity they gave me here, right? So I'll hit you guys later. I'm going to clean out my desk. 2 months, baby. I built a business that makes more than I made at work. That might not be a lot to you. That's monumental to me. And it could be you. You guys take it sleazy.